Good morning. Today's Monday, May 18th, and I can't believe it. First day of our last week of the 2019-2020 school year. We made it. So this week will go pretty fast, I'm sure, for most of you. I know I sent the meet schedule yesterday, and a lot of teachers are just doing some makeup time to make sure that everybody gets things turned in. The biggest thing for this week is that everything has to be submitted by 3 o'clock on Friday, May 22nd. That gives the teachers time. Monday's Memorial Day, so that gives the teachers time over the weekend and on Tuesday to get their grades in so that we can process everything and I can get things printed next week. Before we get into more details, let's do birthdays. So happy birthday today to Seth Mandel. Happy birthday May 19th, tomorrow, to Jalen Vundering and Bo Schmidt. Happy birthday on Wednesday, May 20th, to Weston Weir. Happy birthday on Thursday, May 21st, Malia Brothers. Happy birthday Saturday, May 23rd, to a little chair of Logan Kowalski. Happy birthday Sunday, May 24th, to Caleb Pell. And we're going to go ahead and finish out the month of May. Happy birthday on May 28th to Sarah Manning. We have the exciting news that Mass will return this week. So starting this Saturday, you can check the bulletin, check the newsletter that went out on Friday. There's just one change with the Mass time, and that is that the 7:30 Sunday Mass will be 7 a.m. Sunday Mass. The rest of the Masses will stay the same. There are lots of safeguards that have been put into place. A team has worked really hard to do that. So please take the time to read all of those things and make sure that you follow along to help the flow go a little bit better. But that's very exciting news. If churches are opening, then I feel like we're on an upward path of maybe starting to get back to a little sense of normalcy of what we're all used to. With that, the last newsletter was sent on Friday. We send it every other week. So just with the way that the days went, that made sense to be the last one. So if you didn't check that out or you didn't receive it for whatever reason, please reach out and let me know. There's lots of good information in there. One of the things is the school supply list for next year has gone live on their website. So there's a link, and then you can just click on the class that your child will be going into next year. You can order supplies. If you remember last year, the deadline was June 1st, June 30th, June 15th. It was really early. This year it is extended, but it's still, to me, a little bit early, but just because of how they have to process. So it is July 1st is the deadline. As always, you do not have to use that. That is just something we put together as a courtesy. The supply list will be in the report card, and I'll get to that in just a little bit. If you have not reached out to Michelle Patterson about your March and April lunch refund, please do that as soon as possible, sometime this week. We want to avoid trying to put money in many different places or bring money to the report card pickup or anything like that. So we will refund money at the report card pickup if you haven't mentioned where you want it to go. But if you still have extended care or expanded day or Sarah's Candy, yearbook, anything like that we can apply it to, please just let us know. The yearbook order form was also in the last newsletter, and that is due on May 30th. Let's see what else I have here. I sent out on Friday to parents in grades 3 through 8, and then the kids received it from teachers in grades 3 through 8, a survey from the Diocese of Wheeling-Charleston. So they put together a SurveyMonkey survey about distance learning and just kind of wanted to gauge all of their schools across the state and what we did, how we handled things, how your kids learned, certain things like that. So if you could please fill that out. I believe they said May 22nd is the date on that. I was really hoping to send out something to ask a couple questions for summer and the start of next year. So because this one went out, I'll wait a couple days for that, probably sometime next week. I'll shoot that survey out to you. Just like I said, about planning things for next year, just want a little bit of feedback before I start putting things into a calendar. With the return of books and getting things back. So what I'm looking at is the week of June 1st, really June 1st and June 2nd, which is a Monday and a Tuesday. And this all will be in an email for your reference too later in the week. But we're going to go by family to return things. And at first, I thought it was easier for the teachers just to pack everything and get it to people. But I don't know that that's really feasible. I don't know that they know exactly whose is whose with everything. And I don't know that we have 300 bags to put things in. So what I've decided to do, the teachers will be in the last week of May doing their report card stuffing envelopes, and then they will get everything from cubbies, desks, lockers, if that applies, and it will be in your child's homeroom. So what I'm asking you to do is to please bring your own bag, and really probably, I don't have any in here, of course, one of the big like TJ Maxx bags or something like that you can throw everything into, and you'll take your own child's things. The least amount of kids, if at all possible, no kids, is the best option. It should just be parents, and anybody that comes in will have to wear a mask. We'll do it by last names so that people who have multiple children don't have to come back multiple times. In that return, or in that pickup, I'm asking for some things in return. First and foremost, textbooks. So if you can take covers off of textbooks, papers out of textbooks, have all of your kids' books together to return to their homeroom teacher, and then they can check them off quickly as you come in. The other thing is library books. We have a lot of books out from the library. So if you open up the front cover, there should be the barcode in there that goes to our library. Check your kids' backpacks, please, any place you think they may be, and return those books to us as well. The Chromebooks. I'm missing chargers. So at some point when kids came to me and needed loaners through the day and said, my charger's at home, and I said, okay, bring it back, I apparently didn't do a very good job of following up to make sure that those chargers were returned to me. So I'm missing a lot of chargers. If you could please check Chromebooks, chargers, and we will have a separate setup with Mr. Jordan to bring back the Chromebook. Same day, same place and everything. But he's going to have his own little system of checking them in, making sure that they're working, functional, all of that sort of thing. For people who have reached out, I know I have at least 2 families that have Chromebooks that are not in working condition right now. That's fine. We'll just make sure that we tell him that when you return them. And the other thing that we need returned are sports uniforms. So Mrs. Jones tells me that we have 7th and 8th grade girls basketball, 5th and 6th grade volleyball, and 5 through 8 cheer uniforms that people have not turned in. So if you have not had the chance to turn that in yet, please make sure that comes back report card pickup as well. So just in a bag, or I know cheering uniforms are usually hung with your child's name on it so that we can mark them off in the homeroom as well. Those need to come back so that we can make sure they're laundered and sorted and everything for next year. So library books, Chromebooks, textbooks, uniforms for sports. I've had people ask me about uniforms for next year. Right now, we cannot do the uniform sale, and we're really not allowed to take anybody's uniforms yet to get ready to sell. That will be sometime later in the summer. Either I'll have a drop-off, I'll go to school one day and drop off there, or drop off at my house, whatever the case may be. But right now, we can't take those. I will make sure that there is a time, because we have a ton, and I do want people to look for those, especially 4th going into 5th. That fun change of getting to wear the big girl uniform instead of the younger girl uniform. So that will happen sometime over the summer. Flynn O'Hara is always live. You can always go on there and order. I know it's a little bit harder. I seem to mess up the measurements all the time and have to hem, but that is an option. You can go on there at any time. For next week, like I said, Monday's Memorial Day. The teachers will be in, but only teachers will be in next week to do report cards and end of the year files and get everything ready for you. And then Monday and Tuesday, June 1st and 2nd, is when we will have our report card pickup. As soon as I know something and we can plan a date for graduation, that absolutely is in the works for 8th grade and will be communicated as soon as possible, as well as the sacraments. So opening up church is the first step, obviously, to all of that. I feel so, I just different that this is how we're ending our year, but I know how hard everybody has worked. I know it hasn't been easy, and I appreciate the communication and support from our school families and our teachers and everybody that's helping the students. And I'm super proud of the students. I know there are many other places that are not working nearly as hard on this distance learning, and our kids have knocked it out of the park because that's what they do. So I think that is all for right now that I have. If you have any questions or something I haven't addressed, please make sure that you reach out to me. And if nothing else, then I will definitely see everyone next week. But this 2 weeks, this is probably the last video that I will have to send. It kind of got a little easier as the time went, even though it was strange for me at first. But I wish you all a very, very happy summer. And I can't wait to get back into the school building 8 to 3 regular day, hearing that bell ring. I even miss morning drop off. What is this world coming to? I can't believe it. But if you need anything, you know where to find me. And have a great day, great last week, and an awesome summer.